We're going to check in now with meteorologist and severe weather safety expert Charlie Neese. Charlie, good morning.
Good morning, Lauren.
What happens now is my question. We're waiting for the storm to make landfall. Many people say it doesn't even matter because the wind is one issue, but the water threat is tremendous. What happens now?
Well, first of all, in most hurricanes that hit the United States, it is not the wind that kills the most people. It is by far the water. It's the storm surge and then the inches and inches of rain that comes as the storm moves inland. Already north of Wilmington, we've had some locations with almost a foot of rain, and we could get another foot on top of that because this system is slow moving. And as we're seeing in the New Bern, North Carolina area with that storm surge moving up the sound into town, we've got flooding, we've got people that are stranded, we have water rescues going on, so it's the water that's going to be the big problem with this storm.
So water rescues are already going on for people who did not evacuate?
That's correct. In New Bern, North Carolina right now, the city's been inundated in and around the river area because the onshore flow, now you just heard from Jeff right now, he's south of the storm, he's getting an offshore flow, but north, they've had the onshore flow for hours and hours, and it's been piling the water, the storm surge up into the bay, and now you've got these folks in New Bern, North Carolina that are being rescued right now. Lots of people stranded there.
Whenever Florence finally hits and we deal with you can go back to what's left of your home in some instances, how is that going to work? How are people going to know when it's safe to return? What should they watch out for?
Well, local officials are going to tell you when you're able to return to these specific areas. But for folks who are going through it right now, it is such a slow-moving storm, only about 5 miles an hour to the west. We're going to see a prolonged period of these hurricane-force winds, and wind gusts are still over 90 miles an hour in several locations. And it's going to be days and days and days before we see power restored to many of these areas and before the water is able to recede. So this is going to be a prolonged event. We're also seeing some locations where they've had to cut the water service off. So without power and without water right along the coast, and it's going to continue as the flooding rains move inland farther into North Carolina and eventually into South Carolina.
Yeah, and that's exactly what it is that slow movement. It's tormenting if you live in the area. I'm assuming there's curfews. Are people heeding them? Should they heed them? What do you tell the people on the ground right now?
Yeah, absolutely. Listen to your local officials and do what they say to do. The thing right now, while the storm is going on, if you decided to stay and you're along the coast, you just have to stay put. You cannot get out in these conditions. Now, where we're seeing water rescues, the city of New Bern was putting out on their Twitter feed a little while ago, "We are coming for you." They have those swift water rescues underway right now. Seek as high ground as you can. Most people, they were even encouraging this on the Twitter feed from New Bern, to get up into their attic if they're able to, and then hopefully they'll be rescued. But this is a price you pay for staying, for choosing to stay when these conditions are this bad.
Yeah, and Charlie, you brought us the water rescues that are happening in New Bern. We're hearing there's several because of the river flooding, but there are also several water rescues in Moorhead, which is north of where Jeff Flock was in Carolina Beach. Charlie Neese, thank you not only for today, but for everything this week. We appreciate you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so far Fox News reporting